Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and well, Dead by Daylight came out with a chapter 15 teaser today. Let's check it out. Well, there you go. What does it mean? Woo! I mean, when you see chains, I think immediately everybody's brain goes to the Hellraiser series of movies starring Pinhead. And are we going to have Pinhead just throwing chains at people, hooking them, pulling them in, taking them straight to hooks from chains that are thrown? Oh, I can't wait to see what this is. But the timing of today's dev stream, in concert with this teaser, if it is in fact Pinhead, who will throw hooks at you on chains, the timing of the dev stream, the theme of it being talking about how hitboxes work, maybe it's related. If you have a character who's going to have another ranged attack and you need to talk about how hitboxes work so people have a better understanding of it, maybe it's related. I don't know. I really didn't think this was going to be a licensed chapter, and I'll tell you why. I was 50-50 on this before I found out they weren't going to PAX. And then when I found out they weren't going to PAX, that made me think that it wasn't licensed. I was 90% sure that it wasn't licensed because I believed that if you had spent money to obtain an iconic movie licensed character, that you would want to put on a booth at PAX. Now maybe I'm not privy to all the information, maybe booths were sold out, but I really believe that if you had a licensed character that you would be more inclined to have a booth at a gaming convention to show it off than if you had, say, your own original character to show off at a gaming convention. I could be completely off base on that, but that was a strong factor for me in assuming, perhaps incorrectly, you know what happens when they say you assume, that this would not be a licensed chapter. So that's the only thing holding me back from giving it the old rubber stamp, boom, yeah, it's going to be Pinhead, is the fact that they're not going to PAX. Because I really think you would want to have a big to-do to show off that you got an iconic horror character into your video game. But, you know, maybe I'm just completely off the mark with that assumption. And then my other question would be, would you put chains so prominently featured in this short 15-second teaser, knowing that everybody is going to gravitate towards Hellraiser right away if in the end you aren't going to deliver those goods and disappoint people potentially? Maybe it is Hellraiser. Maybe it really is. So if we review some of the teasers for previous licensed characters, they seem pretty spot on to give away who the character is, even if we don't know initially what that means. I'm going to show you examples of that first. So let's start with the Leatherface teaser trailer. So this was the "What is your mask made out of" trailer, which wound up being for Leatherface, but we didn't know that at the time. Bone. Fabric. Paper. What is your mask made out of? Coming soon. And of course, that wound up being Flesh for Leatherface. That was the first licensed teaser trailer we had. Next licensed teaser trailer we had was for Freddy. Claw. The last mark there. Don't fall asleep. So that seemed pretty obvious what that one was. Then the next teaser trailer we had for license was for Jigsaw, Amanda Young the Pig. Ticking timer here on the reverse bear trap. Play a game. So those all seem very clear when those teasers came out, what the theme of the chapter was and who the killer was going to be. So at this point, I don't know how I can go away from a Hellraiser chapter with Pinhead killer. Based on previous evidence and these chains, I think today in this very moment. I have to go in that direction. Okay, so if it is a Hellraiser chapter featuring Pinhead, which is still a big if, but let's just assume that that's what it is for now till we get more information. What would Pinhead's power be? So we have Ben Alexander has created this fan concept. Just keep in mind, this is all just fan ideas of what potentially a Hellraiser chapter starring Pinhead could look like. So let's look at this here. The Lament configuration power for the Cenobite map would be the Labyrinth, Memory of Leviathan, Channard Institute, Memory of Leviathan, Lament configuration power. An explorer into the further regions of experience, you use your cunning and intelligence to slow your victim's progress and provide an experience they won't forget, pain and pleasure indivisible. Use the secondary power action to summon up 5 hooked chains to attack your target with. The Cenobite is immobilized while summoning the chains. Cenobite can summon up to 5 chains, each of them inflicting a terrible condition upon impact, with all 5 chains immobilizing their target for a brief moment when summoned at once. The chains inflict each of the following statuses depending on how long the ability is charged. Pain level 1, bleeding, 2, hindered, 3, mangled, 4, exhausted, and 5, immobilized. When more than 3 chains hook into a survivor at once, the survivor is injured. If this injury would drop the survivor to the dying state, they are instead suspended by the chains where they stand. Survivors in this state are unable to recover any health on their own, and attempts to rescue them take longer to perform. The Cenobite can retrieve the survivor from this state. Perk ideas here. Again, fan concept, this isn't real. Hex time to play. A hex that roots its power in the pleasure of the flesh. After striking a survivor, their aura is revealed to you for 4, 5, or 6 seconds. The hex effect persists as long as the related hex totem is standing. Taste our pleasures. Your journeys into the further regions of experience have granted you great insight into the synergies of pleasure and pain. When a survivor is healed from the dying state, your next attack within 30, 45, or 60 seconds inflicts the bleeding, hindered, and exhaustion effects. You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures. The lead Cenobite. What's the other quote here? Didn't open the box. And what was it last time? Didn't know what the box was. And yet, we do keep finding each other, don't we? The female Cenobite. Finally, the Hellbound Heart. It's your victim's flesh you wish to experience, not their skill at engineering. When a generator is completed for 9, 12, or 15 seconds, your next attack automatically puts the survivor into the dying state. No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering, the lead Cenobite. So that's just a fan concept. It's kind of an interesting, idea, but this isn't what it's going to be. Just to give you an idea of the background of the character and thematic ideas that could come to the game that are related to Hellraiser and Pinhead. So they are having a dev stream today. Are we going to get any more information about this? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Not sure. But since they put the teaser out today, I'm thinking maybe there will be on track with my timeline of a PTB next Tuesday, the 18th. So maybe we'll get more information, if not today, then tomorrow going into the weekend to lead up to presumably a PTB on Tuesday, the 18th. I can't wait to see what it's going to be. So I am perfectly willing to be incorrect and have it be a licensed character. I would be quite delighted to see Pinhead in Dead by Daylight. And I do have something riding on this, by the way. Yesterday I made a bet with the King, DBD, my good friend Devin, and we decided to bet whether or not the Smasher Killer that I had talked about in previous videos, if the new killer in Chapter 15 would either bring a power to the game that would allow that character to destroy parts of the environment in the way that I described in the Smasher video, or if they would bring a perk to the game that would allow that killer and any other killers who had that teachable to destroy parts of the environment in the game. So if there is some kind of a Smasher concept that goes along with this chapter, I win the bet. If there isn't, King wins the bet, and if whoever loses the bet has to do a 12-hour stream and they have to provide 5 DLC codes to the winner of the bet so that they can give those out on their stream, and the loser has to sing a song in a video and record some shape or form of a little ditty that says, I lost the bet, you know what, something like that. I guess once I lose, I'll figure out what that's going to be. But those are the stakes that I have personally on what's coming out in this chapter. So if it is Pinhead, I hope that with his chains he can break parts of the environment, please and thank you. So don't take my word for it. Let me know what you think. Do the chains just speak a Hellraiser chapter starring Pinhead to you, or do you have a different vision for this entirely? What do you think about this teaser? We're going to finish off with it one more time here at the end. And thanks for watching. As always, have a great day. Take care of each other out there in the fog, and watch out for those chains. Bye-bye.